Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like today to welcome two of the talented people in the project management career and life. Both of them, they have their own stories on how to pass the PMP exam, how to study or how to have the study plan for to getting the PMP certificate, which is the interesting and more pioneering certificates in our daily life. Let me welcome first Ms. Sara Azzeddin and Mr. Mustafa Kaouri. I'm very glad today to have, I'd like first to thank you for accepting my invitation for this interesting discussion about the project management professional certificate. First of all, Ms. Sara, if you'd like to have a brief introduction about yourself.
Yes, sure. First of all, thank you, Hassan, for hosting us. It's a pleasure. My pleasure having this call with you, with both of you. My name is Sara Azzeddin. I'm from Lebanon. I'm 26 years old. I hold a bachelor degree in science, minor mathematics. I work for Kofpik. Before the pandemic, I used to give private classes for middle and high school students. And recently I became a PMP certified, and that's it for me.
Congratulations. Mr. Mustafa, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Hassan, for the interesting interview, and nice to be introduced to Sara. Okay, my name is Mustafa. Yes. I work with KOC as Senior Systems Analyst. I have experience more than 27 years in digital transformation. Recently, I took PMP. Thank you.
Thank you. Let us start with the first question, which is the introduction to the topic today. So, Ms. Sara, what is the project management from your point of view?
Well, I believe that projects are encountered in our daily life, at home and business. When it comes to home, tasks can go from like major tasks like planning your vacation, maintaining your family budget, your own budget, shifting a career, moving to another country, to minimum or minor tasks like your daily responsibilities and routines. These tasks may look like easy and negligible, but they do require a sort of management skills. On the main hand, management is mandatory for business to successfully meet our set goals within our available requirements, sometimes limited budget, limited timing, and so on. So balancing between our social life, real life, and business life requires a lot of management skills.
Yeah, very good. So both of you, you have your own story and your own experience and your own way that you applied and followed to get the PMP certificate. Mr. Mustafa, I would like to start with you. So to tell us about your experience, how did you get the PMP?
Okay, very good question. At the beginning, I was not interested to take the PMP because I was looking for different certifications to prepare for. Then later on, I found most people, they are taking the PMP. And I said, okay, let me take a try and attend the course of the PMP. It was online course during the pandemic. Then during attending the course and learning from the instructor, I found how valuable it is the PMP to have. It's actually, it affects everything in our life. With the PMP, it makes organize your life, make it easy, and give you the toolkit. Everything you need it's a toolkit that you can apply in your daily activities and your projects.
Interesting. Sara, as I know that you have followed and you have applied your own way in getting the PMP. It's very interesting. I will not now reveal this way. If you'd like to talk about how did you pass the PMP?
Yes, sure. For me, it was a short story. It all began during the lockdown. I started taking like random courses to enhance my CV. I end up going through the PMI website. Um, I went through the terms and conditions, and after obtaining the 36-hour course, and my firm got accepted, so I started studying on my own. It wasn't a group study for me. I didn't know about the group study or the PMP committee. So I started going through a lot of YouTube channels, YouTube videos. I read a lot of articles, and then I started with the PM book. Before answering the huge amount of questions, I reviewed Rita's guide. It was so helpful for me. And while answering the questions, I went through explanations. I also did one simulator exam before my real exam, and it was so helpful, to be honest. And that's it for me. It's a short story.
So you have, did you solve many questions, simulators, mock-up exams
Yes.
before?
I solved around not less than 3,000 questions with explanations.
3,000 questions.
Why? Yes, why this question is correct, why this question is incorrect, and so on.
Oh, very good, very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Mustafa, what the story or the way that you have followed? So, actually, frankly, we have both of us. We were in the same course, and we applied together in the same time, I think. So, if you can tell us about the way that you have followed to pass the PMP.
Sure. So at the beginning, I started attending a coach or instructor to give me the course online. We were a big group of more than 40 or 50 students. And this kind of courses is shortcut for you to understand the PMP. It's very important to have it. You will have discussions. We're having discussion with the instructor, questions if you have any clarification. Also with the peer discussion you have. So we're discussing with the peers about to clarify about anything or discussing a subject or scenario. This is very important. That was not enough to make my knowledge full of the information that I require from the PMP. Then I start looking for other YouTube videos and Udemy videos, attending it to enrich my information with more terms and processes of PMP. After that, start reading some of parts of the PIM book and some of other documents or websites. There are a lot of websites where having articles and talking about the PMP. The very important thing is not to aim for just to take a PMP exam and hang your certification on the wall. The very important thing is not to show off. It is to understand the PMP and apply it in your daily work, apply it in your life, because it's not just to have a certification. And also there is in the mock-up exam explanation of each answer. If you answer incorrect, you see why. You will open the explanation and see why it's incorrect and what's the correct answer. This will be helpful to, again, as a kind of review and understanding or expanding your knowledge in PMP.
طيب. Now, Sara, after discussing, after defining what is the project management professional certificate, what is the project management at all in our daily basis life and in our career. For the people or for the whole people in the world that they are aiming to apply for the PMP and to get the PMP certificate, what's your advice or what do you recommend for them to follow in order to get this most interesting certificate?
Okay, before going through how individuals who are willing to take this exam should study and prepare for this certificate, I would like to say that they have to set their goal. They have to be serious about the exam, and they should be committed to the exam. Preparing for such a certificate needs patience, so they have to be patient, as preparing for the PMP needs to study on a daily basis. You have to set the PMP as a priority during your day, beside to other responsibilities, beside your work, your home, your family, and so on. So if they are interested in group study, I do advise them to go for a group study. If they are limited with a short time and a short period of studying, yes, go for an instructor. If they do have a lot of time, they can try to study by their own and try to implement what I did. I do advise them to answer as much questions as they can, to use the simulator exams, to review Rita's guide before answering the questions, and to train their brain to analyze the questions with a short period of time, because during your on your exam day you won't have the time to analyze each scenario and so you have to train your brain.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Mustafa, as we know that PMI, they have, for the 2021, they have changed from the 1st January, they have changed the exam structure and the PMP topic towards Agile. So if you can add some information or some advice to the people that they are applying with the new structure and for the new PMP exam.
Sure. In addition to what Sara mentioned, I would like to add that, as you may know, starting from January 2021, the framework of the PMP has been changed by the PMI organization. They make, most of the questions comes from 85% of the questions come from Agile methodology.
Yes.
Have to be prepared very well. Any student who would like to attend or apply for a PMP, they have to take care about this. They have to understand Agile very well. And also, then the questions database, there will be different, not like us, we took it as single answer. Now they will have the gap, there is filling the gap, there is multiple choice, a lot of 2 answers you have to select, and a lot of matching. They will have questions that matching from left to right. So this kind of questions, the mock-up is not enough. You have to understand now Agile and the other project management processes in proper way from a qualified instructor who have already experience in Agile. And you don't be patient, don't go for exam directly unless you know Agile very well. And you have to look to understand that during the exam, it's not about a question which is you read from Bimbo. It is about what you understand as project management in actual life. You will find scenarios there, but the scenarios comes from the actual life. So you have to understand it in this way to get the correct answer and succeed in the PMP exam.
But yes, but for sure, all the PMP applicants for the exam, they have to apply the methodology of PMI in project management. We know that there are many schools and the project management, many organizations, they're applying the methodologies of project management. But in the PMP exam, they have to follow, as we know, we have to follow the PMI methodology in order to pass the exam.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sara, I'd like to ask you now, how you're gonna utilize this project management professional certificate in your future days?
Yes, for me, I'll try to implement what I learned in my real life. I'll try to plan more for what I'm aiming to do. At the last, preparing for something requires a management plan, and now after studying and getting the PMP certificate, I understand the whole concept around behind management and planning. So yes, I'll try implementing those things.
Yes, very good. So at the end, I'd like to thank both of you for accepting my invitation to have you here and this knowledgeable and interesting information that you have revealed today and you have mentioned. And I hope that everybody who is willing to pass and to apply for the PMP exam and to get passed for the PMP, to have your advices and your recommendations that you have mentioned. And I hope that we will gonna have more discussions in the future regarding the project management. Thank you, both of you.
Thank you, Hassan, for hosting us, and it's a pleasure knowing you, Mustafa.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Nice to meet you, and pleasure to know you, Sara, and thank you for this fruitful interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
You too.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.